My people, matters are rising. Breaking news. The federal government has suspended the officers in charge of the maximum and minimum custodial centers, Kirikiri, Lagos State, following an audio link indicating that the cross-dresser Bobrisky, who was convicted of a crime and sentenced to 6 months in jail, was given an apartment outside the custodial center. My people, very dark man is really shaking Nigeria. Right now, EFCC is investigating EFCC. Now they have suspended the officers that was in charge in Bobrisky's matter. My people, this matter go really long go. But it's quite unfortunate that Nigerians, they are not doing anything. Like if it is in a same country, right now, Nigeria is supposed to be asking questions. They're supposed to be protesting about this link audio, honestly. But it's so shameful that many Nigerians are not blaming very dark man the reason why he brought this matter out. Can you just imagine? Instead of us to start asking like right question, why EFCC collected 50 million naira from Bobrisky? Why Bobrisky was never in prison? We are busy blaming someone that exposed the evil that is going on in this government. My people, let me allow you guys to listen and hear what Rufai and the Right Television team have to say concerning this matter.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Nigerian Correctional Service have been implicated in a bribery scandal that has set social media abuzz on Tuesday. A social media influencer who goes by the name Very Dark Man posted a video which revealed an audio recording allegedly made by popular cross-dresser Bobrisky, saying that he had bribed some officials of the anti-graft agency with 15 million naira to drop the money laundering charges against him before he was sentenced to 6 months in prison on April 12th for abusing the naira. Bobrisky also allegedly claimed in the audio recording that he never spent a night in prison and that Femi Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria and the father of popular musician Falz, was hired to secure a presidential pardon for him in exchange for 10 million naira. Bobrisky has, however, denied all the allegations in a post on Instagram on Wednesday, saying that the audio recording is fake.
You know, I was on my way to the prison, then my godfather called me and said, "You will not enter that prison, don't worry. Let me make arrangements for an apartment close to the prison. It's going to call the controller in that's overall in Nigeria, in Abuja, and I'm talk to them. They shall talk before I come back. Then I took me to one apartment that I must not come out till I finish my sentence. That the Oga said they should come out. The Oga said they should come and keep me here. That I mustn't go like enter data, but nobody should know that I'm not there.
Yes.
You know. So they said the guy will collect money.
All right. I mean, this has caused a lot of frenzy on social media. There's a person that they said was implicated, Haliru Naba, who's the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. That was one of the names that was called in that audio recording. Again, it's still an allegation. Well, Very Dark Man's post, which has since gone viral, has caught the attention of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Ministry of Interior. Both agencies have ordered an immediate investigation into the allegations. The post has also caught the attention of Falz, who on Wednesday demanded a 24-hour retraction from Very Dark Man for defamation after he claimed that Falz may have been complicit in the scandal and also questioned his sexual orientation. All right, of course, we know that Falz is the son of a senior advocate. He's already gone to social media to post his retraction demand from Very Dark Man. If I can read some of the excerpts of that letter. Let me pull that up. To set the record straight, our client never at any point initiated a conversation with Mrs. Idris or Mr. Idris Okuneye. Our client has documentary evidence that Mr. Idris was in fact the one who initiated a call, Specifically, on the 4th of May, 2024, Mr. Idris, aka Bobrisky, contacted our client requesting a phone conversation with him. Our client obliged, having knowledge of the Naira abuse charges levied against him and genuinely believing he might require legal advice. Mr. Idris, aka Bobrisky, called shortly after, but instead of soliciting legal advice, stated that he was in distress and needed financial assistance of about 3 million naira, which he claimed he needed to pay some officials to be permitted to stay in the VIP section of the correctional center. In the letter, Falana asked for a public apology to be published across all platforms where the false defamation was disseminated. The letter added that there should be a retraction and apology to be issued within 24 hours or would pursue legal actions, including claims for monetary damages. There was another statement that was in that letter, which was the main defamation. Files had said, without contacting our client, you went ahead, that is very dark man, to publish a careless statement containing multiple allegations, including an insinuation that our client is involved in a homosexual affair and intended to get a presidential pardon for Mr. Idris Okuneye. Very dark man, violent. He has actually responded, Ayo. I watched his post, I believe it was on YouTube, and he talked about the fact that, you know, he did not accuse Falz of anything, but you heard in that video, if you all heard that video clip, he did insinuate that Falz may have been homosexual. But I think the big story here is the accusation, really, of the EFCC officials and the Nigerian Correctional Facility. I would like to start with Dr. Abati, really, on this conversation.
Okay, I mean, this is a very disturbing thing. Yeah. The first point we must admit is that all the parties involved have been saying, oh, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. First, social media interaction, electronic interaction, that's what we have seen. First, to establish that people must know that what you do on a phone or internet or computer and all that, the evidence is admissible in law in Nigeria. Section 84 of the Evidence Act of 2011, and also Section 258 of the Evidence Act. And also, we have the book on electronic evidence in Nigeria. One of the authorities that I know is that of Justice Alaba Ajileye. So nobody should say, oh, it's not my voice, it's this and that. The court can admit the evidence and investigate it. That's number one. Number two is that a very dark man, I think his name is Esse, Victor Esse. He has said, Martins. Oh, is it Martins? Martins Esse, whatever. That, oh, he didn't say those things. He just asked a question that his files also. No, there's something in law called innuendo. Absolutely. If you just make any unnecessary innuendo that is defamatory per se, you can be called to question. And it is on the basis of that that counsel to Falz, that's Mr. Falano Jr., you know, Falana Falano, has said there should be a retraction. What he has said, you know, through his lawyer, Dejade Yonju, that, oh, he didn't say so. Well, he will have, if Falana Falano decides to go to court, you know, he will have to go and defend himself. Yes. Number three, he also alleged that Femi Falana SAN, you know, was involved in this attempt to procure pardon. In terms of the implication for the justice administration system in Nigeria, that's a very serious matter. Yeah. In that same video, there was evidence, you know, the allusion that Bobrisky, his name is Okuneye, Idris Okuneye, was said to have been sentenced to prison. First, that he procured the reduction of the charges. Yes. And second, that a certain godfather intervened, and instead of going to prison, they paid a certain controller general, and he stayed in a flat. These are very disturbing things about the justice system in Nigeria. But I've seen people who say anything is possible here. After all, we were in this country when a certain person, who shall remain nameless, was in prison, and his wife, he impregnated his wife from prison. And in fact, there was a naming ceremony, while he was still in prison.
Yeah.
How did he get to a position where he impregnated his wife?
Immaculate conception.
Immaculate conception. You know, this is where I want you to come in, Rufai, really quickly, because this is the bigger conversation. The fact that, you know, our prison system, you know, allegedly so porous. I mean, if you had seen some reports from FIJ, Rufai Oseni, he had posted different, you know, there was a time he spent in jail. He went undercover, and he did reveal damning evidence about the fact that our prison system is like this.
So that report is out there, and the question is, what will the Minister of Interior do? So generally, he has said that they will order an investigation. We'll see the outcome of that investigation. There are some investigations we're waiting. We're also waiting for the EFCC as regards to 15 million that was said to be given to some EFCC officials to be able to give them, you know, to be able to drop those charges of money laundering.
Yes.
Because all of us too were surprised when that thing happened, because all of a sudden it was money laundering charges plus Naira flunking.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden money laundering dropped. Then it was just only Naira flunking before it went in for this. Then also, we will have to have investigations deeply, because we've heard a lot of complaints, especially as regards the prison service, what goes on there. In fact, we've had like 2 people bring letters officially that I have sent to the minister himself as regards the state of our prison and what is really going on there. So we'd like to get to the end of the matter. As regards the very dark man revelation, if Bobrisky is saying that he didn't say all those things, I think we also need to have a private investigation where we subject Bobrisky's voice to forensics.
Yes, because there is
so that
AI.
We can get so that we can get a full forensic outlook as regards what happened. And as regards Falls writing that letter saying they should retract, you know, when you look at Very Dark Man's what's it called expose, there were some things he needed to have been careful on. I think just playing the audio will have been adequate. A lot of mistakes were made in the analysis, where he went ahead to cast aspersion and say, oh, this person is defending this person, so they should not go that way. Like Dr. Wati said, he left room for innuendos there. Because when you read Fowles' rebuttal, he now gave a full context to the conversation, saying that they were even telling them that you don't need to pay for any pardon.
No, not for any pardon, for the VIP section. The only conversation they had was a 3 million naira conversation.
Whatever. So he gave some clarity as regards the context in that matter. But all of this too is not ending, because you know all of this really started because of money. The person that released that audio to Very Dark Man was being owed money by Bobrisky. And the money has been paid. And Very Dark Man says he's not going to release the audio.
Wait, has the money been paid?
Yes, the money has been paid, 4 million naira. He showed the update. In fact, Bobrisky was calling the person and was even willing to pay. So the money has been paid. I think to get to the nitty-gritty of this matter, because me, I love Wawulens. Very Dark Man said more names were mentioned in the part B of the audio. Very Dark Man, we beg you, with everything we owe, for the integrity and the safety and the love we have for this country, you must release that part 2 of that audio.
We need it.
We need it. Absolutely. We need to be able to hear more names. We need to be able to get to the end of this matter. Maybe in that part 2, we will know the godfather that procured the flat apartments. That called the controller. Maybe we will also know other skeletal Indomie activities that went on in that place.
On fire.
So please, Very Dark Man, I know you get to the end of the matter.
Except it's just for Wawulens. When the information comes out, what will happen?
Investigation.
That's what I'm saying.
Usually,
clarity for who?
See,
hold on.
I take this matter now
I agree
because
with
it's a state matter.
I'm
we need to get to the end of it.
The reason I said that is because, like Dr. Bati cited, this is not the first time we have heard or seen or that we know that things untowards are happening in the prison service.
Yes, that's the main point.
Rufai Oseni he went in at the risk of his life. What happened? So what will just happen is it will be social media sensation for a few weeks.
Well, I hope not.
I'm just saying, what has happened in the past?
Well, I hope not.
But because names have been, that's what I'm saying is that people will say, oh my goodness, did you hear? How many times have exposés been done and nothing has happened? But let me just say something. The spirit behind this as well, and I was going to clarify that. Recall that the reason why he released this audio
audio in the first place was almost tantamount to blackmail of Bobrisky.
Yes.
That's another angle, because
Yes.
he told Bobrisky that if you don't pay me the money, I will release. Yes. And then he recorded that audio without the knowledge, I want to assume, of Bobrisky.
Yes.
So there's another thing around there as well, on the side of Bobrisky, that there's blackmail, there's blackmail elements there.
But we can only say that because Bobrisky has denied the audio. We can only say that
if he admits,
it is confirmed.
He's the one. So I'm giving you a way out, Mr.
If it's confirmed by forensic expert, that's actually Bobrisky's audio. Then we will now go into privacy laws.
Yes, exactly.
Because that one too, we cannot, because people also do it in our country. You have conversation and they record your conversations.
Yes, okay, well, all right.
Only a court of law can determine
all of this. I want to say, so that we can end.
made one point too, that justice in this country will seem to be only for the rich people, that the poor do not have access to justice at a theoretical level. But access to justice is an important point.
Absolutely. Talking about
but the legal
justice.
issues, the dramatist personnel there can sort it out, including the public officials that have been mentioned using their positions to trade.